Hello, hello everybody. Oh god, my voice. And welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. So, I said last time we were going to turn in this quest just because seem to be facing your fear, then good job, tanking is fun. Ah! Oh gosh, this is right as I first start. Oh gosh. I'll say I'm working on it. Aw, what a nice person. Oh, goodness. I didn't expect that. Anyways, I said we were going to continue with the story. Oh, I love it. Welcome back, Tari. I just heard the report. You need to be concerned about the engineers. They completed their return trip without further Imperial interference. I must admit, I had my doubts at first, but it seems the stories about you are true. I look forward to seeing what else you're capable of after you're properly inducted into the Maelstrom, of course. Now, speaking of your induction... Alright, let's see what else we got. Now we get the freaking tickets, or recommendations is what they're called. Let us start fresh, shall we? Oh, all the people. Look how cute they are. You're welcome here, Samutari. That such a well-respected adventurer would choose to join our ranks is most heartening. Before you swear your allegiance to us, however, it's only right that I tell you exactly what it is that you'll be joining. A grand company is more than simply a collection of soldiers. It's an all-encompassing organization which draws upon the resources of an entire city-state to form a united military force capable of standing against a nation's deadliest enemies. We of the Maelstrom are charged with meeting the threats posed by the Primals and the Garlean Empire, and solving the many problems caused by the calamity. Every man and woman who serves under our colors has a role to play in keeping the great warship that is Limsa Lominsa afloat, and on whatever heading Chief Admiral Merlwyb sees fit to set. As part of this grand vessel's crew, you'll be expected to take your turn at the oars, for the winds do not look favorable, lass, and strength of arm may be all that sees us safe to port. If I've lost you with all this talk of ship and oar, let me put it another way. A Maelstrom soldier labors till her last breath, fights till her last drop of blood. We give our all in service to this nation, and no less is expected of you. Well, yes, sir. Utari, it is customary for new recruits to swear an oath of their own choosing upon entering the Maelstrom's ranks. Is there aught you'd like to say? You have my sword till sea swallows all. What skills I have are yours. I will follow the Admiral to the very bottom of the abyss. I will. As would we all. A capable crew is one thing, but unswerving loyalty is a trait that cannot be trained or bought. Well said, lass. Samutari, I hereby assign you to the rank of Storm Private 3rd Class. You are now officially a soldier of the Maelstrom. Nice. Welcome aboard, Private. May you serve Limsa Lominsa well till sea swallows all. Aw, look at my little salute. Look at my little salute. It's so cute. Alright. Now I should be getting my Chocobo soon, I think. Can you hear me, Sam? It's been Philia. An officer of the Maelstrom contacted me with news of your enlistment. My congratulations, Private Utari. I have no doubt that you're eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you are now a woman of the storm, you are no less a scion. Pray return to the waking sands at your early inconvenience. There are some friends here who I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. No rest for the wicked, eh? Before you make yourself scarce, I recommend having a word with Commander Riki. It might be worth your while. Oh, but I have to get the commendations first. That's right. I forgot. I forgo. You may now accept the quest, My Little Chocobo. Yes! This quest must be completed in order to return to the end of the main scenario of Realm Reborn. Yes! Okay. So. Nice. Okay. Delivery missions are unlocked. So, My Little Chocobo. This will give us our Chocobo. Such a sterling soldier of the Maelstrom deserves her own steed. All you need to do is obtain a Storm Chocobo issuance by exchanging company seals. Okay, and then How many do we need? I forget. So speaking with the quartermaster, so obviously, like they said, I'm a private 3rd class. As you go up in rank, different things will be available to you, and there's all sorts of stuff. You got weapons, armors, materials, and what we're looking at is we're looking for materials. So what we need is a Storm Chocobo issuance, and that's going to cost us 200. Essentially, that's going to cost us 200 seals. So, which we have a none of. So, what we need to do is we need to do something that is going to give us that. Now, let me see if we've unlocked. Okay. Cool. Ooh, and they're in need of a tank. Great. So this is going to give us 1,000 something seals. And then, if I can queue, it says less than 5 minutes. If I can queue for that, then what I can do is I can get my Chocobo. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be right back once I have those seals, so we can get our Chocobo, and then we can continue with the episode. So, BRB. Alright, and we should be back. That was interesting. Oh man, I will tell you about it here in a minute. Anyways, let's see what we got. So we did get our stuff, which means we can now get our Storm Chocobo issuance. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, so where do we have to go from here? It's... oh, where are they? Yeah, I was just say they're on the lower decks. So I ended up in the Copperbell Mines for my tanking. Ended up in the Copperbell Mines, and I ended up with a mentor. So a mentor is someone that has met a certain amount of requirements in Final Fantasy, and they get to wear these crowns above their heads. Now there are different kinds of mentors. There are crafting mentors and essentially like combat mentors or roulette mentors, however you want to say it. And their job as mentors is to literally mentor other people, like teach them the mechanics, show them how to do certain things, right? And I'm not gonna say it's not complicated, because I can't imagine having that sort of responsibility myself, but there are incentives for being a mentor. Oh, I didn't think about what we were gonna name our freaking Chocobo, though. Oh gosh. Okay, I think I know what I want to name him. I'll finish my story here in a minute. So, everything appears to be in order. A moment, please. I'll be right back with your Chocobo. Oh, I'm so excited. We get a Chocobo. Oh, you get him! Or her. And here he is. The fellow has been in high spirits the past few bells. He must have sensed his master was coming. Aw, yuck. Look at my little Chocobo. Oh, I love it. I'm gonna use that as our screen because we get a Chocobo. Okay, anyways. So, we now get to choose a name, and I'm gonna go ahead and name mine Bolton. So, aw, bye Bolton. We'll see you again soon. I dare say he likes his name. Here's your very own Chocobo whistle. Simply blow into it and your feathered friend will come bounding to your side. But do forgive him if he doesn't respond when summoned in a crowded city or other monster-infested lairs. Chocobos are stout-hearted creatures, but they do have their limits. And lastly, I present you with your Chocobo rider's license, as is required by law. And that concludes all the formalities. I wish you and your Chocobo long years of fulfilling companionship. Oh, I love it. I am so happy. Now, Bolton will be important later because Bolton will be used whenever we have to summon a Chocobo. Let's see. So now we have the companion. And what we can do is we can choose, once Bolton starts gaining, oh gosh, how do I say it? So once Bolton starts, once we reach a certain level, what we can do is we can actually summon our Chocobo to fight at our side. So he's not only a mount, but we'll be able to summon him eventually once we do the quest for it. It's a different quest called My Little Chocobo, and we'll be able to summon him as a companion, and then once he starts gaining experience and ranks up, we'll be able to choose whether we want him to be a tank, a healer, or an attacker. So that'll be really cool. I always put mine onto healer mode just because they'll attack regardless, but I always put it on healer mode because it never hurts to have, like, more HP. Also, we can change their appearance. So their current color is obviously, like, base is yellow, but what you can do is once you get, like, an FC or something, you can actually put your Chocobo into the stables, and by feeding them different foods, you can actually change their colors. So you'll see people with all sorts of different colored Chocobos. So we'll have to decide what color we want Bolton to be, or if we just want to leave him his normal color. We can also change the appearance of him. I have some of these behemoth pieces. Normally I don't really change much, just because I don't have any bardings right now, but there are a whole bunch of different bardings you can get, and so you can customize the appearance of your Chocobo that way as well, which is actually pretty cool. So, for a minute I thought this guy was looking at me and I got really worried. Who are you? You have a pompadour. You don't see that very often. There's a lot of Arcanists here, but I shouldn't be surprised, because that's what Limsa is known for. I'm not gonna go to the Wolves' Den right now. I'll do that later. Speak with the Scion 7th Dawn at the Waking Sands. So we are heading back to the Waking Sands. But anyways, as to what happened, so I ended up in a party with a mentor, and there was a couple other veterans, and I could tell they're all friends. I could definitely tell they're all friends, and yeah, it was one of those parties that's extremely chaotic, but in a very wholesome way. So every time the wall would explode, one of the DPS, I think he was playing Reaper, he would use the dead emote, or the dead emote, and he would fall over from the explosion, so it looked like we were blowing him up. Him and the healer would pass out in the elevator, you know, just funny things like that. And the healer actually, or not the healer, the other DPS, which was a bard, ended up yelling at the Reaper because he was just doing some crazy stuff, but in a fun way. Like I said, not in a bad way. And then at the end of the dungeon, they're like, "Oh, Sam, you did amazing!" So, I mean, between the message that I got when I first logged in and, you know, getting 3-player commendations with people telling me I'm doing a good job, this is what reminds me, why I love the community so much. They're goofy, they're silly, they're just very supportive. Even with the bad apples and stuff, you get so many people that are just nice, and I can't help but, smile, you know? Welcome back, Sam. Lady Minfilia awaits you within. Thank you. Welcome back. It seems you've wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called to regale me with the tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Sam. Now, when we last spoke, I said that I wanted you to meet some friends, did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you've already met. Tataru, please show them in. Or Tataru. This way, sirs. Oh, it's them. Even though I already know. I'm not surprised. Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we've properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm... Gods, man, spit it out, will you? Wedge, at your service. I don't remember Wedge being so shy, but I guess this is, early, so... I am pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Scions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we requested the assistance of Garland Ironworks, who very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea. And I count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you all and fight for the future of the realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness. That seemed to have come out of nowhere, Minfilia. No offense. But it was a little odd. Alright, what you got for me?
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Orianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
I like the Sylphs.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the Primal Ramu.
Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the Primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the Primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained. Until such time as we know, it would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the Primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the Sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the Primals. Will you help us?
I mean,
I am grateful.
come this far, why would I say no? Imagine joining the Scions and her being like, will you help us? And I'd be like, nah, it's my day off. Like, I don't feel like it. I'm gonna use my PTO.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
So, like I said, I originally on my main, I started in Gridania. So Ida and Papalimo, like, they were my go-to. Like, they were my mentors, essentially. So, depending on where you start, you know, your journey in Eorzea, you get a mentor. So, you know, for people that start in Limsa, you get Ishtola. For those that start in Ul'dah, you get Thancred. And then if you start in Gridania, you get Ida and Papalimo. So, like, it's it's weird, but I do obviously have, like, a fondness for them because of that. So, alright. Oh, yeah, I was right. I can use my bike now. I don't know why I'm running everywhere. So, I want to thank my friend Jo. She originally sent me this when I first started Final Fantasy. And it is a mount that you can buy. It is account wide. So it is the SDS Fenrir. And yeah, so I have it on every character just because, like I said, it is account wide. It supposedly it gives you a boost in speed, so it's faster than like your typical mount or whatever. And of course I have other mounts because I have bought collector's editions of games in the past. Just a random Omega. Just a random Omega running around, just, you know, don't mind him. It's fine. But yeah, I don't know. So now that we are part of the Maelstrom, whenever we do fates, we will get recommendations or commendations, like I said, whatever you want to call it, And so there will be that. Outside of that, we'll eventually get a special challenge log, which will contain certain monsters that we can take care of for those commendations and recommendations as well, which will, of course, be very helpful. We can turn in these commendations to get promotions, and the more promotions you get, the more things that you unlock. You can unlock new items for purchase, you get privileges such as, you know, being able to buy an apartment, or being able to get a room in an FC, you know, things like that. So definitely getting your promotions. It is a side grind, but it's not a hard one. And like I said, it is completely worth it. So just kind of keep that in mind if you are to play this game for yourself. I know a lot of people don't like to mess with that stuff, but ultimately, if you ever plan on decorating a house specifically, or an apartment, or any sort of room, you will need to be getting those promotions. So, if you don't plan on doing any of that stuff, maybe the promotions won't be that important to you, but just speaking from experience, you know, they're definitely something to remember. Alright, so what is this? This one... Unholy Ground. Oh, I forget what level this is for. We'll save it for now. Airship landing, so now we have to go to Gridania. Which is only 120 gil, it's not that much. When I first started playing this game, I would fast travel everywhere. And I guess I didn't realize that the airship was, like, cheaper. And I don't know why I didn't realize that, but yeah, the airship is so much cheaper, and so I was just using fast travel. Oh, well, I had all those free fast travel tickets that you get. So I was using the fast travel tickets, and I was just wasting them. And now, like, I wish I had them. Because even using airships and stuff, things are so much more expensive to get to. What is that minion? Oh, a wind-up Shiva. I was like, what in the world is that? Alright, so we're gonna speak with this guy. We know far too little of the Sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call up the Scions once more if we are to... Ah, beg pardons. 'Tis a terrible habit of mine to think aloud, but tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? Well, I'm the Scion you were talking aloud about. Hail, adventurer. I bid you welcome to the Adder's Nest. Do you seek to entwine your destiny with the Twin Adder? No, I'm part of the Maelstrom, but, you know. Morning, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. Ida, Papa Limo. Always a pleasure to see two of you. My men tell me you quest in the name of the Scions of late. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the Twin Adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard what we're investigating. The Sylphs. That curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the Twelveswood their home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the elder Seedseeker, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The Twin Adder is of the same mind, and 'tis precisely for this reason that the Sylph's relation to the Primal Ramu has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of a chance that their summoning the Primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes, it's a possibility we cannot ignore. Better to be safe than sorry, indeed. Do we strike at Ramu, or leave the Sylphs to their own ways? That is the question, yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to listen only to one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaison. That is where you Scions come in. Oh, that lighting is terrifying. The Sylphs of Little Solace remain untempered, and have held many productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-cultural faux pas get in the way of a productive parley. En route to Little Solace, you will come upon the Hawthorne Hut. Our officer stationed there can enlighten you as to how to win the Sylphs' favor. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly palaver with the... Palaver? With the Sylphs. This should be a pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorne Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing from the Wet Shore Pier should take us right there. A friendly palaver indeed. I have never heard of the word palaver. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Papalimo. I can't even say Papalimo now because I don't even know how to say palaver. Palaver? Palaver. I don't know what that word is. Sometimes the speech in this game, like, I understand that they're trying to sound, like, super sophisticated and, like, you know, super sophisticated and very, like, ye olde. But what the hell is palaver? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Ooh, I actually want to check something out. So there is this guy. There's this man. And I'm pretty sure I've explained it once before, but as you gain achievements in the game, he will essentially give you these, like, tokens of achievement. You don't get a 1-for-1. It's not how it works. You have to get, like, so many achievements and then you get this token. And then you can buy stuff from him. So I want to see how many tokens I have. Alright, so we've got 4. Oh, but I need 6 for the mounts. But I can get the Wild Rose Barding, which I really like. The Barding of Light. The Wild Rose Barding is my favorite of those. Then I only have one token left. Oh well. Gib. And now I can go into my companion appearance, and I can give him the Wild Rose Barding, which I really like. In fact, the Wild Rose Barding is actually the barding that I think my main character has on her Chocobo, for the most part. His name is Baron. I don't even know how I came to the conclusion that he should be named that, either. I don't know why I named him Baron. That was just his name. And he's a baby blue Chocobo. The ferry docked at the base of this hill can carry you across to the East Shroud. Okay. Once you're ashore, head due east, you'll find Hawthorne Hut. Well, I know where it is. No worries. Take me to Sweet Bloom Pier. Yeah. I wish there was like a ferry animation, because we have the airship animation, you know? But there is no animation for, yeah, there's no animation for the ferry, and I think that would be really cool. I understand that ferries aren't, like, as widely utilized, but there are a few places that have them. And it doesn't even have to be, like, a complicated, you know, sort of thing. But, I don't know. Oh yeah, anytime you ride a mount, your mounts do have, they'll have their own music. Now, some of them share the same music track, and some of them have very disappointing tracks. But yeah, so that's why you always hear the music change whenever I get on my motorcycle. So if you're wanting to hear the in-game music, I apologize. If I'm using my bike, which I will be using a lot, you're not going to be hearing very much other than the motorcycle sound. I could turn off the music, I don't know, there's an option to do that. It's just some of the tracks I really like. Because I won't always use the motorcycle. It's just for now, that's what I'm using. Alright, so we are tuned to this Aetheryte. We want to talk to the Chocobo Keep. Tell them we don't need nothing. There is a beckoning mission here, so we will end up doing that. And then... But we are going to go up here. Into this cabin. Whoa. Indeed, I am Emmeline of the Twin Adder. I understand you're here to learn of the Sylphs, yes? For all their whimsy, they are a wary lot, particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they're as friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all, no? Would you know more, you'd do well to speak with the master of this hut, Rolf. He's forgotten more about the Sylphs than I'll ever know. What? 32. Nice. Ooh, I finally learned arm's length. Good, good, good. Come to learn a thing or two about the Sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing, they're peculiar folk. How peculiar, you ask? Well, just let me tell you. They're, beg pardon, friend, my memory's just not what it used to be. I've seen much and more in my adventuring days, and it's all clutter in my noggin now. Though I've shared my stories with those around the hut my stories with those around the hut before, you might have more luck with them. I don't know why I couldn't read. It's like I almost had like a stroke or something. The Sylphs, yes, Father's told me much of his stories. He's told me them plenty of times. What I've always found most captivating is how their concept of etiquette is almost completely alien to our own. You'd do best not to underestimate them on account of their childlike looks, lest your face end up a mess of glyphs, squiggles, and chocobo scratches. So they're like a Jigglypuff, but in fairy-like form. Also, I'm just gonna take these random, quests here. I'm not gonna read them. If you want to play the game, do them on your own, that's fine. I'm just saving us some time for the most part. The quickest way to a quiver woman's heart might be through her stomach, but don't even think of trying to foist your foodstuffs on a Sylph. They sustain themselves simply by bathing in the sun, or so Rolf once told me. Okay, so they're like plants, and they conduct photosynthesis. The Sylphs? Inveterate tricksters and troublemakers, that's what they are. One day they're drawing marble faces on our masks, the next they're sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of a ravine. Tell them to stop and they just laugh at you. Rolf claims they harbor no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. Okay, so they're tricksters. So all I learned is don't underestimate them. They're not actually children. They're definitely not innocent, and they really like pranks. Oh, of course, hearing your stories, well, my stories, has brought the memories flooding back to me. I feel like dancing. This is a Monty Python reference, which is really funny. Yes, nothing brings people together quite like a little toe tapping. A Sylph told me long ago that dancing is a time-honored greeting among their kind. You do well to remember this. It may just help you win favor with our forest friends. I think that's a Monty Python reference, though, because literally he's like, oh, my noggin's not what it used to be, blah, 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 right? I think that was a Bring Out Your Dead reference, where it's like, I feel happy, I feel like dancing. Or no, he's like, I think I'll go for a walk. I don't know, I don't remember. I watched too much Monty Python, and I'm about as bad as Rolf. My memory is like a whole lot of nada. Alright. So I'm just picking up these quests, because we should... I'm gonna try and do as many quests as I can, because I want the Gill, for sure. Oh, still here, huh? Great. There's one thing you should know about the Sylphs. They don't take kindly to guests who show up empty-handed. To earn their trust, you'd do well to bring along drat, what was it again? And my wife Rosa and I were just speaking of the matter not days ago. Forgive me, friend. Speak to Rosa at the comb. Her memory should prove more reliable than mine own. He's a poet and didn't even know it. Alright, so now we gotta go talk to his wife. I know a lot of people that turn off their mount music, but I don't know, it's never really bothered me. I think for a while I did turn it off because I was like, oh man, I really love the music. Especially when it comes to a certain expansion, I will definitely probably turn off the mount music for that expansion, but I mean, other than that. Peace offering for the Sylphs. Were it anyone else, I'd recommend a jar of honey, but I fear that wouldn't get you past their front doorstep, dear. No, their tastes run more to the unusual. Are you perchance familiar with milk root? That's what we call the root of the most fiendish seedkin, the ochu. When chewed, it exudes a cloudy liquid that's said to induce curious visions in the imbiber. You'd not catch me dead trying this stuff, but the Sylphs seem to enjoy it to no end. Oh, so it's like catnip, but for Sylphs. I've not seen an ochu around the comb in quite some time, but I did encounter a suspicious clump of grass the other day. Were you to stimulate it somehow? Ew. With some amber syrup, for example, you might be surprised at what comes out. Good luck. I don't like the word stimulate and talking about what comes out of it, so... well, I don't know, lady. Sounds a little sus. Sounds pretty sus. But I'll do it. In my millennial brain, I literally was just like, I'll do it for the Vine. I didn't even have Vine. Even when it came out, I didn't use Vine. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Alright, let's use this syrup. Let's stimulate this grass. Oh look, it's an ochu. Ew. It's spinky. Having dogs has absolutely ruined me because I use dumb words. Like, whenever my dogs smell really bad, I obviously use words like, instead of stinky, I use spinky. Like, I can't talk like a normal human being anymore now that I have pets because I baby talk them all the time. And this is why, okay, so story time. I dated somebody who loved to use baby talk, right? Here's the thing, baby talk is fine for babies and for animals, right? I'm a grown-ass woman, and I do not find baby talk sexy or attractive or anything like that. Like, in an argument, it can be funny, where you're like, aww, you know, or something like that, or, but no, you know, something like that. It can be funny in an argument or some kind of conversation, but not a romantic conversation, okay? If you're trying to be, like, sexy, suave, whatever, like, 100%, like, do not come at me with your baby talk. Like, I'm not impressed. I don't like it. I think it's gross. It gives me the heebie-jeebies, right? Oh, boy. So it's, like, it's all the worse. It's all the worse now that, like I said, when they were trying to be, like, oh, you know, like, I love you, and they were talking baby talk, I'm like, dude, that's how I talk to my dogs. Like, don't talk to me like how I talk to my dogs. It's like, I don't know. It just reminded me of that. Oh, you're back. Was my wife able to direct you to a suitable offering? Yeah, she gave me this weird root, or had me find this weird root. Milk root, but of course, those sylphs quaff the cloudy stuff as quick as I do a flagon of mead. The effect's just about the same as well. Any road, a gift of milk root will have the sylph calling you friend and sister the moment they lay eyes on it. Now let me wrap that for you. I'm starting to feel a bit woozy. Alright. I've taken the liberty of wrapping your milk root well and good. This should keep it nice and fresh, not to mention spare you from that god's awful stench. Thank you, Rolf. The sylphs love the stuff, but me, I'd rather bury my nose in chocobo dung. I dare say the reek even rivals the breath of a marble that put an end to my adventuring days. But I can tell you that story another time. You've more important matters to attend to today, yes? The sylphs are an eccentric bunch, but I've shared their company enough to know that they're kind at heart. They'll not shun one whose intentions are true. May your parley be a fruitful one, friend, and do stop by on your return. There's a flagon of full flower mead with your name on it if you'd regale me with your adventuring tales. Oh, he seems like a cool guy. Ah, and before I forget, don't go trapezing off just yet. Ameline here would like to have a word with you, travel in safety, friend, and do pass along my regards to the winged ones. I do like the sylph. I think that they are adorable, actually. It's good to see your knowledge of sylphic culture has matured. I see no reason to delay your mission any further. Upon your arrival at Little Solace, seek out a young sylph by the name of Camuxio. He has served as an intermediary between our people on many an occasion, and has the close ear of his tribe's elder. I see that Hawthorne has furnished you with some of that malodorous root the sylphs so adore. I have something of far greater import for you to deliver, a missive from the Elder Seer herself. To summarize the letter's contents in brief, it vouches for the integrity of our envoy, that would be you, and restates Gridania's desire to maintain a harmonious relationship with our long-standing friends of the forest. The war with the Ixal has taken its toll on our resources. We can ill afford to get mired in another conflict. I need not impress upon you any further the importance of this mission. May the 12 see you return with good tidings. Okie dokie. I'm gonna pick up this quest. Like I said, I'm just picking up stuff. I'll be back to do those later, because you don't need to worry about me doing the quests, even though now you just see my mini-map just covered in gunk. But it's fine. It's fine. I know what I'm doing. Kind of. Just a little bit. Just a little. So, still, the music here is so different. And I love this. So look at their little tree houses. Like, I know you can't see it past the rain very well, but look at it. They live in these giant acorn thingies. And it's so cute. And once we're able to fly, you can fly up there, and it's pretty neat. Hey, Camuxio, look at these guys. Okay, like, seriously, like, look at them. They are so cute. Like, I don't know, maybe some people find them creepy. I could see people that don't like porcelain dolls not liking them. Especially because they're little twig-like feet or whatever. But, like, oh my gosh, I think they're so adorable. Anyways, hi, Camuxio. Walking One is not familiar to this one. This one does not trust strange walking ones. Strange dancing ones might be a different story, but this one expects no such thing. Walking One should go home and leave this one be. I'll dance. It's fine. Imagine not being able to dance and then just showing up, or being so embarrassed you can't dance. Like, I don't know. This one would welcome Walking One who moves like these ones. If Walking One would talk to this one will answer. This one is a busy one, so Walking One should speak with quick tongue. Well, I'm trying to. Walking One would bring gift to this one. Walking One is most kind. Here you go. Walking One brings milk root. Milk root fills this one with great joy. This one gives thanks. Gives many, many thanks. I mean, thank you. Walking One carries message for Elder One. This one will deliver the message to Elder One. Walking One should not worry. Hello there, we're envoys from Gridania, and we're here to treat with your people. Aye, we come to pay respects to your elder, and to learn from him more of your Lord Ramu. Who are these ones? These Walking Ones come from Gridania? Walking One became a dancing one and brought milk root, but Walking One tricks this one. This one does not like tricks. This one will speak no more. Elder One is busy. Walking One should go home. Go home, you say? But the Sylphs of Little Solace have always welcomed Gridanian envoys with open wings. The letter carried by Sam here is an oath of peace, penned by the Elder Seer herself. Still you would refuse us? This one's reasons are no business of Walking One's. Elder One has no words for Gridania. Walking One's waste everyone's time. Well, I never. Turned away at the gates. Whatever did we do to deserve such a rude welcome? Was Sam's jig insufficiently jiggy? Excuse me, Ida. I was the most jiggy. I was totally jiggy with it, Ida. Rude. I don't see you getting jiggy. I'm as baffled as you, but something tells me recent events have our erstwhile fluttery friends feeling uncommonly wary. It would seem we've no choice but to ask around and see what we might, how we might earn their trust. I guess so. Alright. Say, Sam, are you in the mood for dancing? That's right, dancing. You went through all that trouble to learn the Sylphs' traditional greeting, but you've greeted hardly any of them. Why, if I were a Sylph, I'd be beside myself with delight to see an adventurer expressing an interest in my culture. Me? Of course I'd be happy to join. Ow, ow, there goes those bloody leg cramps of mine acting up again. Ida, really? I'm not falling for your nonsense. But fine, I'll dance. I'll dance the night away. I'm a dancer at heart. Not really. Only in games. In real life, I cannot dance for the life of me. Ooh, Walking One knows Jolly Dance. Jolly Dance fills this one with good cheer. Let these two be friends. Sure. I like friends. Always like meeting new friends. Too bad you can't do, like, different dances, but I mean, I guess it's just supposed to be, like, a simple thing. I mean, you can learn different dances, but they don't work for the quest, is what I'm saying. Walking One would be a friend to these ones. This one is overjoyed, but this one keeps the ways of weaving a secret. Even if Walking One learned the secret, Walking One could not weave in the same way. I don't want to learn weaving. I want to know if you're going to summon your god to cause problems for Gridania. That's all I want. That's all I want to know. Very simple. Ah, Walking One is friend to these ones. Friendly like gracious elder one of Forest City. Knows how to dance into these ones' hearts. I've learned nothing, Ida. I've learned nothing. Oh, you're an Azure Dragoon. Hello. Yeah, you're Aura. Sam, would you like to hear the good news or the better news? The good news is that your lovely dancing has brought smiles and high spirits to all those of Little Solace. The better news? Why, I have thoroughly recovered from those accursed leg cramps. Onward to our next adventure. Ida? Ida, I'm very mad at you. Alright, Papa Lima, what do you go? Sam, as an adventurer, you're no stranger to helping distressed folk, I'd wager. Tales of good deeds are quick to spread. The adventurer who comes to the aid of the local populace can go from stranger to hero overnight. No doubt you see what I'm getting at. The Sylphs who make it their home in Little Solace do so having been driven from their woodland home. Surely they have their fair share of troubles. Seek out troubled Sylphs and see what might be done to ease their worries. A sound plan, would you not say? That said, the Sylphs are known to share their worries with are not known to share their worries with outsiders. You would be better off inquiring with the hearer, Imedia, the Gridanians who reside here. She is the one privy to the Sylphs' troubles. I mean, Luxio does have some stuff for us, or Laxio, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I'm just picking up these things so I have them, so I can do them in my own time. But we will worry about those later. Imedia. Praise be to the elementals. I cannot express how happy I am to see an adventurer with a truly gentle heart. The Sylphs of Little Solace are sorely in need of aid. Pray, hear me out. Well, that is what I'm here for. Being a temporary settlement, Little Solace wants for amenities, not least a stout set of defenses. Consequently, beasts from malms around are free to wander in and terrorize the hapless residents. The Z's Gorlins and Gaul gnats that roam these parts are especially troublesome, but slaying one of each should serve as a warning to the rest. Furthermore, perhaps you could gather 3 brownie bushes as well. They play an important role in Sylphic culture. I do not claim to know the details, and what with such feral beasts prowling the forest, they're not easily come by. When you're done with the deed, seek out Camuxio. He is slow to warm to outsiders, but your good intentions will not be lost on him. My own experience speaks to this. Okay, so we gotta kill a gnat, and we have to kill a Z's, which is one of these. I couldn't help myself. So the dungeon I was in, the dude kept making all these puns, and oh my gosh, they were actually really good. Like, have to give him credit where credit is due. I was pleasantly surprised and impressed with his puns. So, I have a friend who has, like, a physical reaction to puns. Like, they will, like, screech and just have the biggest fit. Oh. This is just a normal quest thingy, but I'm already here. Might as well. Fight me. Okay. Anywho. I'm looking for another brownie bush, but I no see one. Oh, and the gnats are this way, so I need to go this way to kill a gall gnat, right? No, that's a giant gnat. So then where are the gall gnats? Oh, it says forest friend is down here. Okay, so we're going this way. We're going in circles. Oh, this way. Got you. There's a brownie bush. And then the gall gnats should be over this way. This lady said that she hasn't seen Ochus. And look at all these Ochus. These are all Ochus. Well, I guess they're called overgrown ivy, but regardless, it's a freaking Ochu. It's like same difference. At least we're actually able to do some story stuff. I know that this game can sometimes be like super duper heavy with the cutscenes and the reading, so it, like I've always said, A Realm Reborn is very slow moving. It is like molasses. But honestly, it's not bad. Like, it's got a good story to it. It's just, it has a lot to introduce. Dancing One still here? Dancing One can dance all day. This one's trust is not so easily earned. Well, here's a brownie bush. Dancing One brings brownie bushes for this one. This one can dye thread once more. This one is pleased. Dancing One kills Bitey Buzzy One. This one hates Bitey Buzzy Ones. Dancing One is kind. Too kind. Many walking ones come to these ones' abode, but few are friendly like Dancing One. Perhaps this one was wrong not to trust Dancing One after all. They talk like the Khajiit, almost. Like from Elder Scrolls. A lot of this one. This one asks Dancing One for forgiveness. This one has many troubles since Walking Ones last came to our abode. This one must be careful, always careful. But Dancing One is not like the other Walking Ones. This one can trust Dancing One. This one would ask Dancing One for help. Strange Walking Ones with bodies of steel come to the home of these ones. This one thinks steel ones come from Empire. Where Empire goes, many living ones become dead ones. Trees fall and bushes burn. These ones' home is in danger. Danger! This one begs of Dancing One to help this one no more. Dancing One is friends with these ones and Walking Ones, yes? Dancing One must speak to these ones here and Walking Ones in the hut house and find out more. This one has bad feeling. This one fears Steel Ones are after something, but this one should speak no more. Go, Dancing One. This one depends on kindness of Dancing One. Huh? So essentially, the Garleans have moved in. They're tearing up everything, and at some point, they came to Little Solace, is what I'm gathering, so. Strange steel walking ones? Yes, this one has seen. Steel walking ones carry big boxes. Maybe walking ones hunt for shiny treasure. This one likes treasure. I don't know if they're looking for treasure, per se. It says that there's another one up here we can talk to. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk to that one first, because the other ones I think are closer to Hawthorne Hut. Shush shush, this one says. Steel walking ones are scary, like touched ones. This one hates scary, and scary ones have scary friends. Fair enough. So the touched ones are the tempered sylphs. So Ramu is a very different type of primal. It's explained in the story, so I'm not gonna go like deep into it, but Ramu is not really like the other primals. He is very different for a few different reasons. So there are tempered sylphs, and they do tend to get violent. They are very different in the sense that they've kind of dropped all their peaceful nature and have become, like, they're protective of their home, obviously, and they're protective of themselves. They're just violent to everybody else. They have lost all their open-mindedness towards anybody else. But if you don't bother them, then they're not actively trying to bother anybody else. Fearsome types clad head to toe in steel, you say? Imperial soldiers, no doubt. I couldn't tell you what they're plotting, but I'm sure it's nothing good. Ah, yes. Thank you for the insight, Victor. It's not like I could have guessed that on my own. Alright. Men clad in strange armor? Why, now that you mention it, I did see some suspicious types of late. They were gathering deep in the forest. I simply assumed they were adventurers. You're part of the freaking wood whalers. Like, you would know about the Empire, would you not? So, it's... So sort of like how Ul'dah has the brass blades, which are kind of like their own, their secondary army that is, like, paid for by the monetarists, but they're not a grand company. Gridania has the same thing. It has its twin adders, but then it has its wood whalers. But still, the wood whalers would know about the Empire. This one is happy to see Dancing One return. What did Dancing One learn? I learned that people have been seeing the Empire. This one sees steel walking ones come from the Empire, carry boxes, and go walking deep, deep through trees. As this one thought, steel walking ones are up to nasty, no-good things. This one knows forest well. Steel walking ones try to hide, but this one will find them. This one would borrow Dancing One's map. This one makes mark right here. This is where steel ones hide. This one knows. Dancing One will go looking for steel ones, yes? I guess I will. But I am going to go ahead and end this episode here. We will have to pick this up another time. But anyways, leave a like if you like the series and if you want to see more. I would say blah, blah, blah. Obviously this is something I'm going to continue with. You know, I want to do all these like little side quests. We're eventually going to have to get back to our class quests. I just don't know when we're going to do it. I'm kind of looking for a good place to stop. I think level 30 is when I'm going to do it, because then that's when we're going to start getting into like the paladin route, moving on beyond gladiator, but I'm really not sure. Like I said, I'm just kind of looking for a good stopping point before we can go and take on the class quests and kind of move out into that. So, but anyways, like I said, leave a like on the series if you like it and if you want to see more. Thank you guys so much for your continued support on my videos, and as always, I will see you all in the next one. Alright, ciao you guys!